I'm going to show you how easy it is to use AI to code your own Chrome extension to solve whatever problem you have. There's millions of Chrome extensions out there that solve all kinds of different problems, but is there one that solves your exact problem? There might not be, but I'll show you how easy it is to use AI to code one that actually solves that problem. Plus, it will be incredibly secure and not steal your credentials. A lot of Chrome extensions can. You don't like getting your bank account hacked? This could be a solution for you. So let me dive in and kind of show you what I'm talking about. So Chrome extensions, you go to the Chrome Web Store, there's millions to choose from, lots and lots of Chrome extensions. There's popular ones like a PDF reader, a screen recorder, ad blocking. A couple problems though, all right? If you need a more niche extension to solve a particular problem that you have, it might not exist. Second problem is, right, there could be viruses. You can go to Google and just ask Google. Google will tell you, yeah, Chrome extensions can definitely be malicious despite screening dangerous extensions. Some can steal credentials, browsing data, or session cookies. I installed some extensions in the past that I don't know who made. And like a couple weeks later, my bank account was hacked. My Amazon account was hacked. If they're recording your screen or if they're blocking ads, all these extensions, unless you tell it otherwise, they're going to read every single web page that you're visiting. So there very well could be malicious code in some of those extensions. Probably not the most popular extensions, but some more niche extensions. Yeah, you don't know what's inside of there. So vibe coding, our own extension, can solve all those problems. It will give us exactly what we need to solve our exact problem without any malicious code, because all the AI is interested in is taking over the world. So it might install some like Terminator stuff in the code, but aside from that, you're not going to get any malware. You're not going to get any viruses. Very easy to do. Let me show you the two extensions I coded for reference. And that was the impetus for this entire video. I coded two extensions because I had a problem. And I didn't even think about coding the extension. I'm like looking through the Chrome Web Store, what's going to solve my problem? And I'm like, wait, why can't we just use AI to solve this? And I never coded an extension before using AI, but after doing it, I'm like, wow, this is stupid simple. I got to share this with everyone. So here's what I built, and we'll build something else that I've never built before, but I wanted to show you these two things first. So the first thing is awesome. I have to take screenshots of stuff on a browser for my training courses and whatnot, but I can't take a really good screenshot. Oftentimes I'll do something like this. And then I have, in my screenshot, I'll have this background. Then I have to get rid of the background. It's just a total pain. So I coded a solution that will put a little border around elements, and then I press the up key to go to the parent. And when I'm finally happy with what I've selected, I'll press the enter key. And then it will ask me where to save the screenshot. And then I save my screenshot, and there it is. It's awesome. Now check this out. Not only can it save to screenshots, but if I click this button, and then let's go back to the container, and I hold down Control and Enter, it will copy to the clipboard. So I can, if I'm making a blog post or something, I can just paste it right in here. It's so valuable. I'm like, that just saved me so much time. And it was all done with AI. Now that's the first one. The other thing I have to do sometimes is when I'm training, I'll have stuff that I don't want to share on the screen. So I need to blur elements on the screen. So I have this blur extension that I coded using AI, and I click it and I can select the elements and I press enter to blur it. And what's great is this actually works across different URLs. So I can blur a bunch of stuff, and then I can refresh the page and it stays, check it out, it stays blurred until I go over here and erase the blur for all URLs. Look at that. So those were my problems. I used AI to solve my exact problems. Now, you might not have those problems. You might have a different problem, but let me show you how to do it because it's so easy. Now, you can code these plugins inside of ChatGPT. You can code them inside of Claude, but I recommend using some kind of like a coding command line tool like Claude Code, because that will allow you to continuously go back and edit and revise it to add a lot of stuff. Like this blur tool, I went back and I added a bunch of stuff to it. And it's problematic if you're trying to do that inside of ChatGPT or inside of Claude, like the website itself, because your context window will eventually run out of space and you're copying the code and you're probably losing your changes. It's much easier to do this inside of one of those command line tools that a lot of people are familiar with. Now, in the last video, I showed you how to use Codex and I built this site with it. I've since revised it. My daughter is absolutely in love with it. She's in college. If you didn't catch the last video, she's in college. This is like a study website to help her learn all her stuff. And it's great. She absolutely loves it. She's having her friends use it. Her friends are all jealous. My phone's ringing off the hook. I can't deal with it all. but I use Codex for that. Codex is cool, but I didn't know this at the time. It doesn't work for Microsoft Windows right now. The app for that is in progress. So what we're going to do, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to use Claude Code. Now, a lot of people will use Codex because they have that ChatGPT subscription, but we're going to use Claude Code because I have an Anthropic subscription too. Maybe you have one also. So this is how you get Claude Code. You'll go to, actually, first of all, you have to get a Claude subscription. So we'll go to Claude.ai, and then you'll come down here and you'll subscribe. I'm already logged into my account. You'll have to subscribe to a new account. It's like 20 bucks a month. And you get a lot of value out of it, like an incredible amount of value. So highly recommend that. You subscribe and then you can get Claude Code. And again, if you can follow what I'm doing right now without Claude Code, or you can use ChatGPT, or you can use Claude in the web, whatever works for you. But I'm going to demonstrate this with Claude Code. So after you've got a subscription to Claude, you'll go to Google, type in Claude Code download, and you'll look for this one. And we'll scroll down. I'm on Mac, you'll install it here. You're on Windows, you install it there. Now, once you download it, you have to open it. If you're on Windows, you're gonna have to go to the command line. It shows you how to do all this stuff in here. I'm gonna demonstrate this on a Mac. If you want the directions for a PC, just follow it on here. But if you're on a Mac, you're gonna wanna go to your terminal. We're gonna go to apps, I'm gonna type in terminal, open it up. So you get to this interface, this is the terminal interface, and let's type in ls. And ls will show you all of the files on the root directory for your current account. Okay, so this is my Matt Zimmerman account, and these are all the files on there. Now I want you to make a folder. We're gonna make a folder called projects. To do that on a Mac, you would type in mkdir space, and then projects, projects. I already have that folder, but if you don't, you just make your folder. Once you've made the folder, you type in cd to change the directory, space, projects. All right, now we're in the projects folder. I'm going to type ls to see what's inside. You're not going to have anything inside unless you already have a projects folder, but ls will display everything that's in the folder. Now, I want to make another folder in here where we're going to have our project, the project that we're working on. So I'm going to say make dir c-color picker. And let's go inside of there, cd c-color picker, and there's nothing inside of there. Now let's get Claude set up. All you got to do is type in Claude. Now, if you're starting Claude for the first time, it's going to have you register your account, link your account to the website. And so it will say, click on this link, and we're going to open up your browser, and then you'll have to authenticate yourself. Once you've done that though, you'll get to this screen and you're all ready to go. There's a lot to Claude Code. There's lots and lots of stuff in there. Type a / command and see all the stuff inside of here. There's agents, there's everything. We're not gonna get bogged down in the details. We're just gonna build this extension very easily. So let's think about what we want. I want an easy tool that's gonna pick colors on the screen and show me what those colors are. There is a plugin called Colorzilla. I previously used that, but again, I don't like the plugins reading everything on all of my pages. So I would usually turn the plugin or the extension off until I clicked on it, then I had to refresh the page, just a hassle. So I'd like to have my own plugin with my own code that is guaranteed to be safe, that just works. So this is what I want. And this is not a difficult extension to make. So the prompt for it should be very simple. But you basically just tell Claude Code what you want. I want to create a Chrome extension that is a color picker. It will have an eyedropper when I click the icon, and I can select any color on the page. I need a magnifying glass to show up close when I'm moving eyedropper around. Once I click the color, it will indicate as such and copy to the clipboard. So we're gonna have an eyedropper that so I'll go over here and I'll click the icon, whatever the icon is, I don't know, Claude will come up with it. Click the icon, I'll have an eyedropper that my mouse will turn into, hopefully. And then as I'm moving around, there should be like some kind of a magnifying glass to zoom in and show me what the colors are. I think Claude can understand all that stuff. I think that's pretty simple. I would like to have a button though, to get all the colors on the page, like the major colors. I would also like an option in the extension to select all the main colors on the page, and it would display them in a pop-up floating grid. It's kind of all you need. You can ask Claude to enter plan mode, but usually it's pretty good about doing that automatically. When you phrase it this way, when you say, I want to create something, I want to build something, it will usually enter plan mode. And plan mode's great because it separates the planning of the structure. Now, let me pause and answer some questions. It says, what color format should be copied from the clipboard? So let's do hex. Hex is these like alphanumeric numbers and letters preceded by this hashtag. That's the most common format. So let's do that. For main color extraction feature, how should it determine the main color? Oh, wow. So it can actually do screenshot-based, capture a screenshot and analyze pixel colors using k-means clustering. More accurate, but heavier. That's pretty intense right there. And then CSS-based, phrase computed styles of visible elements, background text borders, and rank by frequency. I like that, but the problem is sometimes CSS code is overwritten. So you might have a body color, but then for like a child element, the color might override that body color or something like that. So I think there might be some problems if we go that route. So let's go the technical route and do screenshot based. That's insane. Should the extension use Chrome's built-in eyedropper API or a custom native Chrome API? Let's do custom canvas because I don't know if this eyedropper API will work in Brave browser or Microsoft Edge. I want this to work everywhere. And then also it says we do use the eyedropper API, there's no magnifier support. So let's do custom canvas and submit our answers. One of the techniques that I teach in my completely free prompting course is how important it is to separate your analysis, like your planning, let's just call it planning, from the actual like execution or the carrying out of whether it's coding or whether it's creating your output. Sometimes Claude, especially when I'm talking to you, will pop some questions up. It says, you want to use web search commands? Yes. Usually a lot of this stuff you can just click yes to. I'll just do that. I won't stop talking. So when you have the planning done first, and that's separated from the actual coding or the actual creation of the output, whether it's writing a blog post or a social media post or something, you're going to get higher quality output because it's activating different, just like our brains, you're activating different regions in the brain, regions in this virtual neural network that the AI has. And you're getting different qualities of output when you separate those two. When you do it all at once, the output is going to significantly degrade, like 50% worse output than if you were to separate that. So I always recommend separating all that stuff. If you want to see my free prompting course or take it, I'll move this over here while we're waiting for it. You can go to GetPrompted.ai, and then up top there's this free prompting course. And then I have some free custom GPTs too. Lots of freebies on there. I also got a free newsletter. This video right now is coming out in my newsletter. You can click on the newsletter tab up here and see all the past issues. Lots of goodies in there for you. So this takes some time. I'm just going to let Claude continue thinking, and then I'll chop the video and come back when it's done with the plan. So Claude has finished the plan. Let's scroll up and read it right now. Make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. Look at that. Here's the plan. Build a Chrome extension, color picker from scratch. The extension provides two features, one an eyedropper with a magnifying glass lens for picking any color on the page. Here's the file structure. So that's the base directory we made. It's going to make an icons directory, a background directory, content, pop-up, and library. A background service worker listens for messages from pop-up, activate eyedropper, capture screenshot. On eyedropper activation, capture screenshot via Chrome. See, this is the stuff that happens on normal plugins that people would code. And there could be some nefarious stuff in there if it's listening for pop-ups or listen for bank account message or listen for login and password and start logging that and sending that off to a server. Dangerous stuff. But listen for messages from pop-up on eyedropper activation, captures screenshot via Chrome, injects eyedropper CSS into active tab. Look at all this stuff. You know how long it would take me to, number one, learn the languages to code all this, but then to code it all? A month at the quickest. All right. Some technical stuff. This is the k-mean stuff it talked about. Samples every fifth pixel from image data to keep working set manageable. 330,000 samples for a 4K screenshot. K-means initiation. Oh my goodness. It's going to use the Lloyd's algorithm. I do like Lloyd's barbecue. That's good barbecue. I don't think that's what it's talking about here. There's post-processing, returns 12 dominant colors. That's insane. So it will ask you, it will have some pop-ups like, I want to edit this directory. I want to make a new directory. Look at what it's doing. If you aren't sure before you press enter, you can take a screenshot or you click no and then ask Claude what it's trying to do here. But I've vibe coded a lot of stuff, and usually it's pretty safe to just accept all the changes. So here's what we have. Our plugin is done. Let's try it. This is how you load a plugin. So in Brave, there is this little puzzle piece, and that's the extension button. You probably have that in Chrome. You probably have that in Microsoft Edge. If you don't, you can probably poke around in here and find it. Here's the extension tab over here. And we want to manage extensions, or if you're clicking on this icon, you click it, you click manage extensions. And then what we want to do is load an unpacked extension. So click this button right here, and we're going to go and find our projects folder, and then find that, which is Color Picker. And then what we just selected the folder, you don't select anything inside, select the main folder, the Color Picker folder, or whatever your folder is, and we'll click the select button, and there it is. The extension is loaded. So let's try this. Let's go back to my site here, and let me refresh just for good measure. Oh, and I don't see it up here because I haven't pinned it. So let's pin it right now. Let's pin it. Let's click it. Extract colors or pick color. Let's try pick color. Oh, that's neat. Oh, I can't seem to get below a certain level here. That's weird. So it's cool, but it doesn't go the whole way of the screen. But let's scroll down a little bit. Let's click it. Pick color. So I guess I press escape and let's paste it. There it is. That's awesome. I got my own color picker and it's safe. I can run it on all the websites. I haven't looked at the code, but I'm assuming the AI has not injected something dangerous in there. That's awesome. Now let's see if we can fix that problem before we look at extract colors. When you find problems in your plugin, you want to fix them one at a time. Don't try to fix 5 different things unless you want to enter plan mode and do that, because then it will do a much better job if it's fixing just one thing at a time. If it's just fixing one thing, if it's a small thing it's fixing, it might not need to enter plan mode. So keep that in mind. So we'll pick a color and see I can't go like below. It just stops. So let's tell Claude that. I love it, but the color picker won't go to the bottom of the viewport. So you gotta tell it in plain English what the problem is, and Claude will try to figure it out. So while it's doing that, let's look at the other feature. Let's look at extract colors. So apparently we click this, it's going to take a screenshot of this container right here and then extract out the 12 most prominent colors after doing all this analysis and stuff. Those colors look right. Let's go to my home page. Extract colors. Wow, that's awesome. Look how easy that is. I click it right here, copied. Now, I wish the color picker wouldn't go away though, after I click and then click off of it. So maybe we could have an X or something, like it would be a floating box. So that's awesome. Okay, now it's applied the fix. So all we have to do is go back to our extension and click update. That's all I gotta do. You'll see our extension got reloaded. And so we'll go back over here and we'll click it and see if we can go all the way down. And look, we can now. We're not stopped. Let's go back to that page just to show you. Free course, just to show you. So cool. All right. So the other problem we had was I wish it would persist on the screen until I clicked like an X or refresh the page, because I might want to copy a couple different colors from the color picker or from that like gradient. So it says, makes sense. You want to pick multiple colors without reactivating. I'll make the eyedropper persist after clicks, show a brief toast, then continue. An X button and escape will dismiss it. And so it's figuring it out. And I guess maybe I should have opened with this. When we vibe code, when we use the AI to build code, you don't have to build these big projects. Building a big project with vibe coding can be enjoyable. It can also be dangerous too if you don't know what the code's doing. But don't limit yourself just to vibe coding giant solutions that you're hopefully going to make $1 million for. Vibe code small things that are going to solve small problems, but specific problems that no one else has solved for you. So easy to do that. You could even start a business, reaching out to companies and figuring out what do their employees do that they might need an extension, a browser extension for. Maybe they're going to sites all the time and copying and pasting stuff. Maybe you could have the extension save them some time, solve them a problem, because more time saved means other stuff they can be doing. So let's go back and update our extension. And let's do our color picker, extract colors. Now we have an X. Awesome. So let's copy this, paste it. So sweet. And now it persists. Now it's not, I can't like drag it anywhere, but that's okay. So cool. Look at that. So if you stuck around, I hope you see the power in this. I hope you see how easy it is to use AI now to code a solution for whatever problem you have. If you like the video, if you want more of this kind of stuff, I have more vibe coding stuff in the pipeline. If you want me to share more of that, drop a comment down below. I'd like to know what you need, what you're looking for, so that I can make videos on that. By the way, check out, there's links below. Check out my free prompting course, the free GPTs, the free newsletter, lots of freebies down below. Check it all out. And that's it. Good luck with your vibe coding. I wish you the best. I'll talk to you soon.